In Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, Frieza reveals that he never once in his life trained, and that if he were to train, he would unlock a mysterious new power, and he does, Golden Frieza. But since the movie's been out, one of the most frequently asked questions that I've seen, and I've seen all over the community, on boards and on YouTube comments, is what about Cell? If Cell has Frieza's cells, then theoretically, shouldn't Cell also be able to unlock a golden form? I mean, we see Cell train in the anime during the 9-day gap, but can Cell, if he were to put in the kind of training that Frieza put in for the 4 months, could he also unlock a golden form or some kind of similar power up? Well, that's the topic of this video, and joining me, of course, is our resident scientist in the Dragon Ball community, E equals MW, because those are his initials, and a corny ass joke by me.
Yep.
Mike from Laughing Stock Media.
Hey guys, it's Mike here from Laughing Stock Media. How's it going?
Good. Let's talk about Golden Cell. So, what's the possibility of this happening, man? Because
None.
oh wow. Well, wait a minute. We got to explain why or why you think so.
Yeah, I know.
The theory is that Cell has Frieza's genes or his cells. Therefore, he has Frieza's knowledge of combat as well as Frieza's, I guess, sadistic personality, which is why I'm pretty sure it was in the dub. It was in the dub too. It was in both the Japanese and in the English dub. He tells Trunks, Trunks is like, "Do you want to take over the world?" And then Cell's like, "No, I just want to see a horrified look on your face, like that one right there." He's sadistic. I love that line, by the way. So what do you think? Why do you think that it's not possible for Cell to unlock a golden cell should he train for 4 months like Frieza did in Resurrection F?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's impossible per se. The only thing is that a lot of people seem to misinterpret in a lot of ways Cell's genome and essentially what he is or what he can become. Because I did a video with Josh from Dragon Ball Nation. That sounds more like Expert Games, but I did a video with Josh.
Friends of folks.
And essentially what we talked about was that whether or not Cell was a Super Saiyan, and both of us concluded that he couldn't have been because his power would have been significantly higher. And just because Cell has the genes of Saiyans does not necessarily ergo mean that he could become a Saiyan. In the same token, there was no real proof that Cell could, regress. I mean, he regressed into his larval state, but that seemed more of like something that he's created into. There was no real proof that he can do those further transformations aside from absorbing the androids that, say, Super Saiyan can do, or Nuzaro can do, or Frieza could do when he could regress his power into weaker states so that he can control it. There's no real proof that Cell could do any of that. So, I mean, the suggestion is essentially Cell, because of his makeup of Frieza, can train and become a golden Frieza or a powered-up form. Of course, Frieza in Resurrection of F does say that his golden form is chosen by him, correct?
Yes, he did. He chose that color. He's like, I don't want to be corny, but it's Golden Frieza. Well, I mean, before you continue, we do know that Cell does train and that he obviously, because he has Goku and Vegeta's genes, he will train to get stronger. And we do know that he can exploit Zenkai boost because when he blew himself up, he came back in his perfect body. Therefore, logic would tell us that, yes, he can unlock. I mean, you would assume that if Cell did what Goku and Vegeta did on Namek, which is exploit the Zenkai boost to a high degree, you would assume that he could theoretically unlock a power eventually that might even be able to compete with Majin Buu. I don't know about Beerus, but definitely with Majin Buu. But what about Golden? I don't know. What I'm trying to ask you is this. Do you think the Golden Frieza form is part of Frieza's like physiology as far as it being like part of a deeper kind of bodily function, for lack of a better term? Or is this something that Cell could reach with just having Frieza cells? I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, again, that with Cell, I did a video essentially kind of talking about what Cell train and continue to train in a way, and that was what if a Cell Jr. survived. And basically in that video I talked about if Cell Jr. survived somehow from Gohan's onslaught, like he escaped or something, and he continued to train for years and years, how strong he can get. I conclude that because of his different potentials, he could arguably get as strong as Boo. And so a lot of people have asked me over and over, what if he could be, what if he trained like Frieza? Because, maybe you should redo the video because Frieza trained for 4 months and this happened. But I just don't. I feel like, yes, I feel like it is a further transformation. And of course, I feel like that,
Evolution, brother. A further
yes,
evolution.
I feel like that evolution is within, Frieza as a being, as opposed to, it's like Piccolo trained for years and years and got so absurdly overpowered, compared to how he used to be and how almost every other being in the universe was. He even surpassed Frieza and the Super Saiyans for a little while, but he didn't go into a golden form. He didn't transform into a further transformation or evolution.
Well, yeah, but he
So,
doesn't have Frieza cells. The idea
well,
is that Cell has Frieza cells, you know?
well, yeah, but I mean, the cells within Cell, for example, from Frieza, are kind of disproportionately outnumbered. So I don't
Oh,
know.
I see. So you think that, I'm sorry, not to interrupt. You think there's not enough Frieza blood in there to qualify for him being able to do that. That's what you're pretty much saying.
Pretty much, like, I feel like that's the reason Cell doesn't go Super Saiyan. Like, I feel like the reason he isn't a Super Saiyan is because he isn't truly a Saiyan. He's not truly a Frieza race or truly a Namekian. He simply possesses all of the different aspects of their makeup in degrees and certain, say, features like super strength and Zenkai's. But I mean, I don't feel like there's any proof to suggest that he could become golden, metal, or any other kind of Cell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no evidence of it at all. But at the same time, it is an intriguing question. And unfortunately, I hate doing. I like doing videos, with us doing kind of talking about our theories. But
Yeah.
I really hate doing videos. I don't hate it, but it does kind of bug me that we really don't have a clear answer because we never see Cell train for 4 months.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it is kind of just like a what if kind of, not to
I
step
mean,
on Quaman's shoes. Go ahead.
the thing is too that we need to also recognize that until Resurrection of F was written,
Well,
there was
yeah,
there was no there like there Frieza couldn't train for 4 months to become Golden Frieza. You know what I mean? There was no
it's a new
proof of
plot
that.
device. It's a new
So
plot.
all they have to do is say, "Oh yeah, Cell could just train for 4 months." Like all they have to do is write it, and it will be canon. It will happen. I know the dubiousness of canon, but essentially all they have to do is write it, and it'll happen. So like at the end of the day, that could apply to anything. So it could happen, but I feel like there's no proof to suggest that it could or would happen. I feel like he would just get stronger. I don't think that he would become Golden Frieza or he could become a god or anything like that.
That's the purpose of this video is more of a scientific approach. So you feel that to bottom line this thing, you feel that Frieza, that even though Cell does have Frieza cells, you think that he's still lacking some kind of string in his DNA to unlock that. Like I'm trying to be real scientific with it here. That's kind of what
Yeah.
you're saying, that it's just it's just not, you're basically saying he might have Frieza cells, but he's not Frieza. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah, let's think of it also like, when it comes to children, because the child is not a like, for example, a child is an amalgamation of different genes from two different parents, as opposed to all of their genes 100%. So Cell doesn't have every single gene of each Saiyan. He doesn't have
That's a good
every single.
point, bro.
So there's nothing to suggest that Cell, even if somehow all Frieza race people could do that, if they, if there is a Frieza race, there's no proof to suggest that Cell inherited those genes when they were sampled. It's not like the drone or the computer necessarily put every single gene they have in there, because I feel like Cell would look pretty different if they did. You know what I mean? He wouldn't look like a giant cicada or cricket or whatever the hell he is.
Yeah, whatever the hell he is. What did Harold call him? A giant cricket man?
Yeah, it's giant cricket, man.
Yeah. Well, that's a good Harold impression. You almost sound just like him.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it.
Yeah, it's sounding like Harold. All right, well, this is gonna be one that's left up for debate down there in the comment section below, as Dino would say. What do you think? Do you think Cell could do it? Do you think he can't? Unfortunately, the answer is that we don't know, and realistically, we probably will never know. But I do kind of agree with Mike in that just because Cell has some genes from Frieza does not mean he has all the genes, especially not the ones that are required to unlock Golden Cell. But leave us your thoughts below, and check out Mike's channel, Laughing Stock Media 1, and we'll catch you down the road.
See you later.
And don't forget to subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Super Tubers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and spread the word about the channel, and find me on these social media platforms.
お見せしましょう。私のさらなる進化を。
For months, I could train to become Golden Herald in 4 minutes. Pumped out iron. Do it now.